Thinking back, I've done a lot for this world. I've moved mountains. I've filled canyons. I've built memories. I've made friends. I've left stories behind. I know I can't have it all, but I miss the past. Learning everything. This area is really cool, and it's got a pumpkin. Doing stupid things.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Here. It was a foul.
Uh-oh. Oh no. And living life.
Man, you should be a singer, bro.
I know. But I wouldn't change it for the world. Here's to 50 episodes of From Bedrock to Java. Thank you all for watching. And from the bottom of my heart, I wouldn't change a thing. Ah, okay. Whew. I just want y'all to know, I meant all of that stuff, but I just spent the past 3 hours working and editing on that intro. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that. Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to episode 50 of... Where am I? Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to episode 50 of From Bedrock to Java. Big mark. We've officially hit 50 episodes. That's crazy. I can't believe this series already 50 episodes old. It only took 4,501 days in this world. That's a lot of time. My friend did the math the other day for about 4,200-ish. It's about more than 56 days, like IRL days in this world, and that's really depressing. But we are on episode 50, and that's something to celebrate. To celebrate 50 episodes of From Bedrock to Java, we're gonna do a pretty special build. So, as we know, this entire build has been an entire medieval castle. However, one thing this castle, you know, it's been missing like most of the build, but that's besides the point. We have the castle, kinda. We have like a castle look. We can tell it's supposed to be a castle. Kinda. Those don't really make up a castle. That doesn't really make up a castle. But the rest of it kinda makes up a castle, right? I think so. But the main thing that this thing has been missing is, well, a throne room. So in today's episode, I'm gonna go ahead and build a throne room. Now, I have no clue how I'm editing this video, but either you've already seen this or you're about to see this. I have built up this section right here. This is just a mirror of the other side. Yeah, this is an ugly wall. Don't worry about the ugly wall, because the ugly wall will be covered at some point. This is just a mirror of the top half of this section right over here. I really love this design, and I just wanted to bring it over to the other side to bring some sort of continuity between both sides. This now connects over there, and this means we can now house a throne room in here. This flooring right here is temporary. I was thinking about having this be the actual floor, but I don't know. I don't really think the pale oak really works for a throne room aesthetic. So we'll figure that out as we go. On top of that, I think we might actually add something on top of here just to finish up this roof. I don't know what just yet, but we're gonna extend this backwards and then upwards because I feel like this section right here will probably end around here-ish or so. We'll have to see. But anyways, I am really excited for today's episode. 50 episodes of From Bedrock to Java. That's crazy. Anyways, let me know if y'all enjoy the series, or let me know if you've been watching this, how long you've been watching this, if you're new or whatever. So let me know what y'all think about the series thus far. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into the episode. Let me guess. One gripe you might have is how long my intros are, because this one is... I've already been recording for 3.5 minutes. That's pretty bad for an intro. That's a long intro, I gotta say. Anyway, let's just get into it. One thing I definitely want to do before I actually get into building anything too big is some wire framing. Because, well, if we just get started right now, I'm going to have literally no clue what I'm doing, and that's going to drag me down so much. So let's go ahead and take a look at this side right here and kind of figure out what are we doing with this base. Because I don't know myself. I don't really plan any of this stuff in creative beforehand. I just do this on the spot. I am a very on the fly kind of builder, so yeah, bear with me. I'm a little slow when it comes down to things. But I know for a fact that this right here is going to be some kind of tower. I have always thought that right here is the warehouse down here below any of this pale oak. So the warehouse is right here, and this is where a lot of ships are going to be stored. So we want some kind of entrance or exit for the ships. I feel like this pillar is a good way to either have an entrance on this side or an entrance on this side. So we got to figure out how high we want the pillar. I feel like the pillar should go pretty high. For now, that seems pretty good. Let's just go ahead and bring this on over. Whee! Wait a minute. Actually, we can do something pretty interesting right here. Okay, you know what? I can dig this. I'm realizing that there will be a slight issue when it comes down to things, so we're gonna only do something like so. Then over here, we're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna slant this one back. Yeah, that seems pretty cool, actually. I like that a lot more. It's a much nicer style of roof. And I think with that, we can actually put in another wireframe thing right here, just to separate things up a little. Actually, with that, you can also bring it down a couple blocks. So we have a little bit of this area planned out. I am okay with it. It's not set in stone, of course. We're, of course, going to come back through and change things we don't like if we want things to look different. But for now, this is just the idea, the basic concept that we're going to stick with. Okay, so there is going to be a slight issue with this flooring and its level. And it's the fact that part of my redstone does actually coincide with it. So this is the reason why we're placing down a singular layer like so. So that way we can actually do a floor design above it much easier. Let's just put in some random lighting real quick just to make sure no mobs spawn in. Because that would be a absolute pain. Uh-oh, there's phantoms. Oof. Let's run underneath the roof. Phantoms can't get us here. Right? Surely they can't, right? Wait a minute. Ah! No! Wait, is this actually gonna be a... Nope, never mind. I was gonna say, this is gonna be an actually finished room. But I forgot that there's some walls missing right here, and I'm a little too lazy to actually try to fix that up right now. So, yeah. Okay, so we've officially finished placing every single oak plank that we need to make a floor. This is a little bit of an issue, but surely it's fine, right? Yeah. Well, this thing isn't on, so I can actually swap this thing out. I'm gonna keep it that way, actually, just so I know that that's the block for it. I'm probably gonna have to put in a fake wall, like, right along here, just so I can cover up the redstone, but that's fine. Oh, my redstone really has to pop out ever so slightly. Well, actually, this right here could become a wall, so I don't have to worry about that as much. But my redstone is always popping out just a little too far over where it should be. First off, we're gonna have to figure out where the walls are gonna go, because we do not want this ugly stone block to be the main wall. So we're gonna have, of course, one block on each side just being a separate wall. Do I have any stone on me? I do. Great. Or actually, maybe sandstone would be better. Yeah, let's go with sandstone. Sandstone is a very pretty block, so I like that. So if we're gonna have one block on each side, we have to figure out the distance between them. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Shoot, we have a 30 block wide area. That's never fun. We can always make it 31 by removing this whole wall right here. Or we could actually do something a little different here. Take this, move it over one. Now we have a 29 block gap, which should make things even because this is right along that edge and this is right along that edge. Perfect, actually. That makes things even, or well, odd. It makes things a lot better. Let's just cover the floor with more lanterns. Oh, I just realized Future Me is going to hate me for this because I'm going to have to remove each of these lanterns individually. Ha! Stupid future me. So the flooring again is going to be one block higher. We're going to have to figure out the size of it. We're going to have to figure out the size of like this room itself. I feel like we should have a pretty grand room if we're going to have ourselves a throne room here. But from the wall, we're going to want to go 3, 4, 5 maybe. Let's go 5 blocks out. 3, 4, 5. Does that work for pillars? That works pretty well for pillars, I gotta admit. One thing that I do want to make sure that I get in for this throne room is to actually build up the throne at a higher position. The king is supposed to be of a higher power, so we're gonna actually bring him up a couple levels. So rather than being at the same level as the people, we're gonna bring him up a couple blocks just to show that little bit of power. However, this does lead to that idea that, well, the aristocracy here is very present, which means that the people are definitely not on equal terms with the, people in power. Meaning, people in power really don't want to put themselves at the same level. So nobility is probably going to be an issue here in the lore, I guess, that I'm setting up here. What shot me? What shot me? There's a skeleton. Oh, goodness. We got a shriek. Wait, I'm not going the right way. I like how that, even though I have a bedroom and I have several beds around the area, I decided to choose the one bed that is in an AFK area that isn't technically meant to be in this build, but it's just there for general purpose use, and it's just nice to have. I need to do better. I need to actually use my bedroom. I built that whole thing for a whole episode. My goodness. Okay, how does this feel? Okay, if we're in here like this and we're just walking down, let's just make a little bit of a runway real quick just to get an idea. We're gonna just walk through here. That feels right. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, and since we have an odd spacing between the pillars, we now actually can do some pretty cool design work here. We're gonna have to think quite hard on the designs, because one thing that I do want to try bringing is something that we did in our storage room. In our storage room, we actually built up this diamond shape. I feel like this diamond shape should be pretty important for like kingly messaging or something, maybe. I don't know just yet. I feel like it can fit, because 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 blocks is actually pretty decent. Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pillars, so we put in the center here. What's dead center? Here's dead center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That would be a pretty darn good center. I'd like that, actually. We could put the diamond in the center here, and that takes up 1.5 spots. Well, not even a half. It's not even that much. I think we're only going to go for a singular diamond here. We have a lot of work to do fixing up this room, because this room is a mess. Interior work. It's the bane of a lot of Minecrafters' existences. We do not like interior work because it takes a lot of brain power compared to the outside. The outside does take a lot of work. However, it's not as bad as the interior, because the interior, you're confined to a tiny little area, or if it's big enough, you have to think about how you're going to fill in that whole area, and that's not fun. Whatcha? Let me escape. Let me escape. Aha! We've escaped. One of my biggest tips to doing an interior is to, well, turn the room into as much of a box as you can. See this area right here where there's just a bunch of like little weird spots that just don't make sense and are just too difficult to work around? Just forget about it. Just pretend it's not there, and it makes it so much easier. For example, these pillars right here, even though they look like they're meant to be like, well, not pillars, towers. If these towers look like they're meant to do something, we'll pretend there's something in there that does something, but we don't actually have to do it. That is, you know, it's called smart. It's less work for us, because coming up with something to fit into that tiny little area is not worth the time and effort in reality. So by just filling in these little holes right here, I covered it up. No one will ever know that it's hollow, and people forget about it. Because when we're inside of here, we're in a different world than from outside. We don't see the pillars, or towers. We don't see the towers, so if we don't see it from the inside, we don't know about it. I'll go to sleep real quick before I get into the next thing. Oh, yet again, I'm using the AFK room and not my actual bedroom. It's fine, it's fine. Bedroom is the better place anyways. This is me working. I'm giving myself some work space to sleep. That zombie right there is not a good sign. Get out of there, get out of there. So, the next thing we want to figure out is the ceiling, because this thing is just a room with a floor, 4 walls, and no roof. The ceiling is pretty important if we want to figure out a room, because without a ceiling, we just kind of have open box. We don't want that, so we need to put a ceiling. And to put a ceiling down, we need to consider what kind of room we're building. And the kind of room we're building, of course, is a throne room. Throne rooms are meant to be places of extravagance, and places of extravagance are meant to have pretty darn high ceilings. So let's see if we can figure something out. I think that what we're going to do is we're going to have the central section here be pretty high up, and then these areas right here be pretty low. That way we can minimize the amount of space that this castle will end up taking up right here. And to do that, I want to take some blackstone just for right now, because we ran out of deep slate. I'll be honest with you, and I'm too lazy to go get some deep slate. Eventually I will, once I start doing some diamond mining again, whenever I get around to doing that, because I don't have much time anymore. But that's fine. One thing we can do is to just Let's get some stone. We can just do something like this till we get up to a pretty good point. I think 2 more of these, and then we're gonna do a singular one of these. That's gonna lead to a pretty darn tall area. Okay, you know what? I think we can work with this. This might seem pretty tall for what it's gonna be doing, but I think it's gonna work. Okay, how does that look? I actually enjoy that quite a bit. I think we could actually do something pretty similar to what we did over here on this section of the base, right over here. So this section right here, I ended up having a bit of a something like this with some, I don't know, I really enjoy this. This looks really cool to me. So I would kind of want to bring this over there just so we can incorporate this and have some sort of consistency. 3, 4, 5. I'm out of blackstone. That's not okay. Wait, we need to grab blackstone. Stat. And the first place we go to grab blackstone is the nether because we have ourselves a big... Not Porky the Pig stutter. I meant the piglin bartering farm. Yeah. It's this way, right? Yeah. We need to grab ourselves yet another shulker box. We should probably grab 2, to be honest with you. Blackstone. Okay, we got 2 shulkers of blackstone. I ran into a wall. All right, then let's go ahead and get started on building up some of this interior. I was originally going to start building up the, I guess, the upper section of this area first. However, I think I'm going to go ahead with this area down here and put in a floor, put in some walls, at least to get myself an idea of what I'm getting myself into. That way I can build the height of this section up here accordingly, because I don't want it to be too high where I cannot fill it in properly and then it just becomes useless. So let's do that. So the first thing I did want to do was the flooring, which is probably going to be very similar to this. So we're going to need ourselves some oak, some birch. I'm so sorry, kitty cat. Here you go. Sorry. So we're getting some oak, birch, spruce, jungle, and I think that's it actually. Yeah. Okay. Oh shoot, it's about to be night. Let me go to sleep real quick. Whee! Okay, so here's with the first section of this interior build. We got to work on the flooring, and that requires placing down a ton of logs, stripping them and making sure they're in the right place, then turning some over to give that nice little textured vibe. And I'm actually really happy with the way this looks. I decided to just take the entire flooring from the other building and just bring it over here. And then I decided to start putting in some walls, which are made out of brick, because I figured brick is a good way to bring in the steampunk nature of, I guess, this style. So once I got all the bricks in, then I started working on the actual pillars themselves, because I figured making sure the pillars look pretty is a good way to start. So I think these look pretty good. Next up, where am I? Why does my time-lapse do this? Okay, well, let's forget about it. We start putting in some of this, I guess, ceiling, and then we put in the area for the king's throne.
At least when you were the big bad wolf, they respected you.
Now that was respect, huh?
So what on earth is happening here? Oh, that hurt. Kind of like that though. Oh my gosh! Oh no! Oh, again! I like this ride. This ride is fun. Yay! Whew, I made it stop. Oh, you know, that kind of hurt. Who am I again? Anyways, back to building, and the first thing we're building in this clip is the throne, because that's what makes a throne room. Throne rooms need a throne to be, well, a throne room, because, you know, that's the room where the throne is supposed to go. But anyways, once we built that throne, we can go up top and start building a little section, or at least an idea of what we're gonna have up here. So we put in these little guard railings like we have on our main, other section of the mega base. And then we even put in these little banisters, which I think are really cute, and I really enjoy them. I love it. And yeah, we just finish up whatever's on top. Okay, so we're gonna have to actually think about what we're gonna do for the roof of this area right here. So as you saw in the last clip, I think, I added this little section up here, which is gonna be very similar to, well, basically it's calling back to when I built this section over here. Because down here is the villager trading hall, which is a very ornate place with my actual storage system and stuff up here. And it's separated by just, well, this little roof right here, like so. I really love this area because it just feels very ornate, elegant, I guess. It's very beautiful, and I enjoy that. So I want to do the similar thing right here, except since this area right here is supposed to also be very ornate, I think I'm going to do something similar. However, not with the warped wood, though I might go back to that later. I think I'm going to do something with some spruce, because spruce is a very nice colored block, which just works with so many different things. Wait a minute, we have a happy ass right there. Oh my goodness, what am I doing? So final time lapse because I'm already getting pretty tired and I need to go to sleep pretty soon. But here we are building up the ceiling for our throne room. This actually took quite a while because we had to build in these little balance beams. We had to put in these little windows so that we can see outside so that it feels more ornate. And then I decided, you know what, let's copy that to the other side. So I had to remove a ton of stuff and rebuild a bunch of things like that. And I think it's fine. We also had to figure out a bunch of lighting and stuff, which was an issue, but I figured it out. Alright, time to do an outro. So in today's episode, we decided to do a pretty big project for it being the 50th episode of From Bedrock to Java, and I really enjoyed today's episode because we got to do an entire build, we got to finish an interior. Well, I shouldn't say we did an entire build because we may have finished this, but we are missing the entire top half. So we completed like half a build, right? That's something. Yeah. Please don't hurt me. But as you may notice, I'm wearing a new skin. Look at me. I feel beautiful. I am in my... Okay, let me look at myself. Ooh. Oh, no, that doesn't work. Okay, ooh. Okay, funky flying. I got my little tail hanging out. I got my kingly uniform on. I even got my goggles on because, like, I had to throw in my crown because my people left me. Yeah, I'm actually really happy with this skin. I made it real quick the other day, and I feel beautiful. Yeah. Let me put my armor on before I kill myself by accident. And yeah, let's go take a walk around this area. So I also threw in some of this copper stuff here so I can at least have a way to get up there. But yeah, this is what we ended up building in today's episode. We got ourselves this half of the throne room, which we did not have. We only had this little facade right over here, which I still, to this moment, I still think is one of my favorite builds in this world. Yeah, so we built this entire section right here, and we even built an interior. This interior is actually one of my favorite interiors I've done because of how grand it feels. These archways, they're huge, they look really intricate. The lighting is pretty nice, actually. These walls are also pretty cool. I like the color contrast with the brick and the sandstone. It's always one of my favorite color contrasts there. And we even got some moss carpets on the flooring with this really cool diamond shape in the middle. Yeah, the throne is sitting right here. Ooh, look at that. I can sit on the throne. It's beautiful. And then off to the side, we have a staircase to an area that's completely unfinished. Oh, that's not good. That could have been a creeper. I could have just blown up there. Pop it here. But up here we have ourselves some banister type stuff. We don't have a way to get over here. We don't really have anything to put up here, but we do have the area available. And on top of that, that means we officially have an actual way to get up to our bedroom. Because right over here is the bedroom. So through here we can get to the throne room, down those stairs. But over here, we now officially have a way to also get up to... you might be able to recognize it now. This is our iron farm. Well, this is our iron farm. This is where we collect our iron, which is doing pretty good. Yeah, we now have a way to get up here, which is connected directly to the throne room. And if we decide to go down, right over here is going to be, I don't want to say it's going to be the main entrance, but it's definitely going to be one of the bigger entrances to the throne room, which will pop along right over here. My mouse is acting up. Please forgive my weird camera. Okay. And then over here we have a side door, which is going to end up right over here. Yet again, I still have not figured out a way to get up here, but it's a good start. We have a place to enter, but we just got to figure out this entire room right here. Still no clue what it's going to be. It's going to be something. It's probably going to be ornate, just like my throne room, but yep. Anyways, I'm really happy with today's episode. Hopefully y'all enjoyed today's episode as well. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Here's to, let's say, many more episodes of From Bedrock to Java. I love this series, I love building, and I love making content for y'all to enjoy. So hopefully y'all enjoy it. But anyways, thank you all for watching, and of course, have a good one, y'all. Good